What's up guys, it's Chay here we are once again with a bit of planet... Oh my lord, what just happened? Christ almighty, bit of Planet Coaster with once again me, Chay. So, as I just said actually, I don't know why I said that twice. But yes, we are back again to carry on with what we were doing in the last episode. Now, previously, we were building something around this. Now, I am unsure as to whether or not I'm going to carry on with this in this episode, or if I'm going to try and kind of make the place look a little bit better. Like, I feel like I want to try and make some, you know, some sort of like fencing, or trying to make the place look a little bit more interesting. Because currently at the moment, it's a little bit bare. I'm not going to lie, it's a little bit bare. So I am unsure as to whether I should build this thing here now, if I should just do this thing now, or if I should try coming up with something a little bit more interesting, or even build. I mean, this thing's just insane. Even build some more rides. I mean, we had this. This went up, whatever this is. This is a Ferris wheel of craziness. There's that. Sun's coming up finally. It's been nighttime for the past, like, 20 years. So hopefully we're going to get some more, I don't know, just something a bit more interesting going on. Something a little bit, like, you know, something where we can say, oh, yeah, that looks cool. I like that. That's nice. So, what to do? That's the overall question. What the hell do we do? Now, I was trying to find some kind of ideas online of what I can make like pathways out of, not pathways, sorry, you know, whatever they're called, like fences and stuff like that, to try and get some ideas. Now, I've seen a lot of people using various different things to try and get it to, you know, to try and make different things, like different sort of walkways and stuff. And a lot of people tend to use this. They tend to use this thing here and some various other stuff. So, I mean, you could, you know, we could quite easily do something. You could use this, and we could have... Where is it? This doohickey here. However, it's just getting it to the... Oh, this way around, where I can then kind of place on top. I just don't remember the correct ways of really doing it properly, because I'm not very good at this game when it comes to building stuff. And to be quite honest, right now, I can't be bothered to try. So, I'm gonna just go ahead and just stick with the normal stuff for the time being. Practice a little bit, and then come back to it. Now, this bit here is not looking too bad, to be honest. We had this kind of rock formation-y thing going around the outside, which I'm probably going to continue with, if in all fairness, because I actually quite like how that looks. I like how the rocks look in, you know, by using them as like a pathway side thing. So it needs to be up a little bit further. I think it needs to be a little bit bigger. So if I stick with kind of that, and just try and come up with some kind of basic, you know, kind of basic look, really. Although I don't like how... Why is that... I get it. Okay, something to do with that. I don't want it... There we go, that's a bit better. We do it like that. In fact, no, we'll just turn around this way and do what I say. Now, a lot of the times, it's good, you know, it's good practice to try and rotate as much as you can, just to kind of add a bit of variation to the stuff, or kind of build bits and then fill in as you go along. That's also another way of doing it. But it just kind of depends, really. I mean, it's really up to you with the ways in which you you kind of do this thing. If you're trying to get a bit of variation in there, then obviously rotate stuff. Now, me personally, not a fan with how that one... Oh, great. With how these two, in particular, and that one there as well, actually, go under the scenery. So we want to change that. We want to change that a little bit. Now, a good guy to watch is Silverette, I believe. Silverette, I think his name is. He's an insane builder. Okay, this guy builds the most ridiculous of stuff. If you're interested in this game and want to see some insane things, then go look him up, because he is a ridiculously good builder. Like, stupidly good. You know, like stupidly good. The stuff he builds is just ridiculous. So go, by all means, you know, go and have a check out what he sort of stuff does. He has some good tips and tricks of how to do stuff differently as well. So I'd recommend you go and see him if you want to go and get, you know, some exceptional part builds. It's something I'd like to be able to do myself. However, I don't know if I've really got... It's not that I've not got the time. It's the patience, I think. It's the patience with learning. The stuff that he does is just ridiculous, in all fairness. So I would definitely go and check him out. If you do, make sure you post his latest video that I sent you. I imagine he has no idea who I am, but make sure you do that anyway. So maybe create a bit of dialogue going somewhere. But that's cool. So go and do that. Make sure you go and check him out. If I remember, I'll post his channel down in the description, so you go and have a look. So for me, I mean, a massive part of this game for me is making it look good. It's not all about just placing and plopping stuff down and going off and doing whatever. You have to make the thing look good. You have to make it look interesting. You have to make it look welcoming to everyone that kind of comes in the park. Now, for me, I'm tempted to change this opening because we've gone for this more, you know, like not extravagance, not the word I'm looking for. Like, we've gone for this different kind of look. I don't know if I want these in here. I wish you could change their colours in all fairness. It'd be really good if you could change their colours. But I'm not really sure whether to have these in here or to leave it as it is, or to change stuff or to add stuff. You know, it's quite difficult to decide what you want to do with the place. Now, I am thinking of having a couple of statues. Maybe having some kind of like... maybe having some kind of like statues or something here. Try and make something a little bit more interesting. Now, I'm hoping they're going to introduce some sort of... like, how can I describe it? Some sort of water system to this game, because currently at the moment there's nothing flowing, and obviously this is supposed to be a waterfall, so it would be very nice if we could actually have some kind of waterfall kind of esque thing going on there. Now for this, I'm not going to go anything crazy. I just want to have probably the captain. Where's he? Here he is. Have a couple of the captains, and then some stuff around the base of it, I should think. I mean, obviously you can do a lot of work. You can do a lot of stuff with this. You can obviously sync stuff, make stuff look different, have some different features, some different patterns and whatnot, all dotted around it. I don't like that. I don't know what. It's just the thing. It's experimenting. That's what you need to do with this game. You have to experiment, and you have to experiment pretty heavily, to be fair. Because if you don't, and you end up just building random kind of crap, it's going to show that it's just kind of random crap that you've built there, and you don't really know what you're doing. I mean, I don't really know what I'm doing here. I'm just sort of trying to come up with some kind of bit more of an interesting entrance. I don't know if I want that water thing down here now, to be honest with you. I want something there, but I'm not quite sure what to put. Whether or not I should have a higher thing going on. You know, you could easily make like a quadruple-y kind of looking thing, so it's a bit bigger. I mean, it's just, I mean, with this game, especially in the current state that it's in, which is, you know, obviously in its alpha stage, the only thing you can do is play around with it. That's the only thing you can do with this game. Mess around, have a bit of fun, and see what you can come up with. Because for me, that's the main point of this this alpha testing. It's to see what you can come up with, the ideas that you have, and everything like that. I mean, we could even have like some treasure in front of the guy. I mean, yeah, we're gonna have some treasure in front of it. Let's have some treasure. Treasure at the front. We'll have the good old El Capitan stood there. So he's got some. Now, what happens if I sink this in between? How does that look? Okay, that's barrels. I mean, I'm just trying to think of different ways in which I can try and make it look a little bit better. I mean, having the barrels on the inside adds a little bit of interesting look to stuff, I guess. Even though it's not quite symmetrical, it just, I don't know, it looks a little bit different. It makes it look like it stood on more barrels. Just adds a bit more difference to the whole thing. Now, obviously, we need this lighting up in some way. So, I mean, we can always put the decorations on it. We can always stick a couple of these on it, on the front or around the bottom, even, you know, around the base or something like that. And of course, we want to add this. I probably should have made this a building, really. How do you multiple select stuff? Is it shift by any chance? How do you select stuff? I know you can do it some. Oh, okay. Well, we can't do that now apparently because it doesn't want to do it anymore. I know you can multiple select, but I can't remember how you do it. I've seen it done. How do you multiple select? Oh, you know what? Screw it. We're gonna have that as an entrance. I'll build another one at another point. We want to kind of make it look a little bit more interesting. Let's have some kind of like a rocky, sort of like a rocky thing around the back of it. No, just some kind of rock feature. Is that a little too bit? Yeah, no, I'm not a fan, if I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not a fan at the moment, not a fan. Let's just go for lantern down here, and we'll add some scenery around it using these. Just using the good old-fashioned trees. Make a couple of ferns as well. There's one thing that has not in this game is ferns currently. It'd be nice if there was, I'm not going to lie. It'd be nice if we had a bit of fern going on. Well, that's one. I'll probably make another one on the other side of something else. What that will be, however, I do not know. I am undecided currently. I feel like I want to add another ride. What have we got? Got a big swingy doink. I think I've got one of them. I've got one of them. I've got both of them, actually. Didn't realise. What's this? Have I got this? I do not have this. I do not have this, guys. That's interesting. Okay. So let's build it. Now, obviously, we've got this kind of like... whatever this is. We've got this kind of square sort of thing going on. But I want to kind of move away from that now. I don't want to have the bog standard boring angles like that. I want to try and have a bit more curve in the way of stuff. So that's where we're going to start over here. A bit of curvature. Now let's get the length down a little bit so we can just bring it out. And now we can start with a curve because it wouldn't let us just now for some reason. Just something which is a bit more interesting, you know. Just sort of a weird, just some weird shapes. No, I don't want that like that. Now, obviously, I'm going to have to join something onto these. No, you can go away. I just kind of want these bizarre angles, bizarre spaces in between that you can change. Obviously, we can add, do whatever we want. We can add some sort of scenery. See, for me, scenery is a massive part of any theme park. You know, well, obviously, because that's why it's called a theme park. But I kind of feel like we need to have... I need to try and come up... I'm gonna have a good play around with this game and try and practice a little bit where we can come up with some more interesting kind of scenery-looking stuff. Because currently it's a little bit dull. In a good, not in a terrible way. It's just a little bit boring. I'm just trying to come up with something which is a bit more interesting. Maybe try and come up with some proper builds. You know, try and come up with something which is really kind of like extravagant, and kind of go from there. So we're gonna have this looping around the front. Not quite like that. It's not how I imagined things to go. Round it a little bit. And then we'll have the ticket booth at the front. Just so that's done. So I'm just trying to get a little bit more in the way of things around the place. Now, I do want to kind of build some cool looking scenery and some interesting stuff. It's just trying to figure out. And it's very time consuming, obviously. And with the shortness of what these videos are, I have to kind of come up with some ideas about what I could do. Now, I could obviously time lapse it and try and do it that way. But I'm not trying to avoid that. I just don't really want to go into the time-lapse stuff at the moment of these kind of builds because they are insane. Especially but you need to be confident at building that you know exactly. Oh, for fucking hell! You know exactly what you're looking for. Build there, you stupid damn thing. Oh, for crying out loud! Why is it so difficult to build on this little bit here today? There, flipping out. How long did that take? Christ. So I'm just going to double these up a little bit. I'm not quite sure what I'm even going to have here, if I'm going to be honest with you. But building on this game is insanely time consuming. Oh, for fucking hell, this pissed me off now. It's insanely time consuming. As you may have noticed, it is very time consuming when it comes to actually building things on here. Just simply because it's just very time consuming. You know, there's a lot... We've got 4 with this. It's going to be kind of... Oh, for crying out loud. What is going on today? It's going to be... We'll go another one. Like, generally speaking, it makes more sense to try and make use of the tools in which you've got on here, and which in all fairness, I don't really do. But that's because I don't play it enough to try and figure out the best ways to use these things. So, you know, a better idea for me of doing this would have been just to create one side of the wall and then duplicate it and then stick them together. But I'm unsure about how the editing styles go once you've started messing around. This free camera is doing my head in. How do I turn it off? I can never remember how you turn these things off. Not free camera, this auto camera sort of thing. No, obviously... No, right, go away now, you're pissing me off. Right, so obviously we've got this central castle here. We need to finish off this little bit of scenery. I'm trying to just make things look kind of nicer, really. Tend to go for the... Right, you need to go away now. You, as a plant, can go there. You on the phone? Oh, I thought she was on the phone just then. Right, so we can have some rock formations in here as well. just to try and break the place up a little bit. And it looks a bit nicer as well, in all fairness, once you've got some rocks sort of stuff going on. I have a bit of red bushery going around the front here. Where is that camera? Where is it? I know you're around here somewhere. There's a thing which is follow what you place or something, but it's kind of annoying. And obviously using what you've got to create different things is kind of like a key... It's a very key feature to this game, especially in its current stage, as I keep saying. Sort of coming up with ideas of the things you can already use. I mean, it's very versatile. The actual game itself already is very versatile, simply because you have the whole... You can sink stuff into the ground at whatever rate you really feel like, to be honest. Which is obviously a huge part of this game currently. They've added nothing in the way of new stuff yet, which is quite surprising to me. They've had a couple of updates, but they've not released anything new, which would be nice if they would do something relatively soon, considering, you know, we've been stuck with this sort of stuff for a little while now. It'd be nice if they did release something a little bit newer for us to kind of play around with and have a go. Why is that like that? What are you doing? What are you accomplishing by being like that? Oh, bollocks. That's not what I meant to do. It's alright. Fixed it. Never mind. Okay. So we've got this, which is not really pulling anybody in. This currently has got no one on it. It's obviously because there's not anything really up here. What I'm going to need to build here, I think, is probably some more shops and stuff like that. So once people can obviously... And it pulls people up in this direction. So some shops... or probably even here, actually. Some shops, some toilets, you know, that kind of stuff. I think what I might do is have this kind of circle round on itself. If I can get a good kind of nice, more or less circular sort of feel to it. It's not quite circular, but I think it'll do. And then try and build something in the centre of it. Just like a building, a basic building for the time being, which we will have all of these little, you know, eateries and whatnot in. So I could just do an easy 3x3, which has one poking out of each end. So if I did something like... Ooh, I don't know, actually. Can I do a 5? No, that's not going to work as a 5, is it? There's a 3 there. And then... Okay, now what we can do is... If I do it like... Just do it similarly across each way. See, by doing it like this, I can probably move it then. No, don't do that. No, oh, for God's sake. I don't want to move you. So if I move it to a little bit more like that, we can then edit it once again. Take you guys out, add some facilities. So we need a toilet. We shall have the toilet at the back, which is then followed by a lovely hat shop, of course. Have to go for the hat shops. Premium drinks on this end. And premium foods on that end. Now they've obviously already built up their pathways, which is nice. That's useful. That's one less thing I need to do. However, some of them haven't, which I need to add them in myself. Down to a 2. I don't know why I prefer the... Oh no, 4? Okay, yeah. I just find they kind of work a little better if you've got these single things going to them. So each person can get there, do what they need to do, and then bugger off. So we're going to have that as our little area where there's some more shops going on. It's kind of a way of me trying to pull people in this general direction. Because like I said, currently, there's not really anyone... No, not there. There's not really anyone there at the moment. But what I'm thinking of is having it so there's almost like 2 roofed sections on each side, and then having the bit in the middle here of just a normal size. So if I get rid of these, and I can put like a roofing kind of thing on them. Probably going to go for the stone roof. Actually, no. We'll go for the wooden roof. And then bring that up. Stick that there. So we have kind of like this double kind of thing going on there. 2 roofs either side. Probably just going to have them as... Not them ones. Probably just going to have them like that. The go up into the middle. But at the same time, I don't know. I like this roofing style. It's weird. I don't know why. At the same time, oh, okay, no, that's not too bad. Although I do think I want this section up an extra level to try and only half though. I think only up another half, as the hopes that it might pull it up a little bit and make it look a bit more interesting. Okay, what's going on there? Now, does that work? That's no gaps there. No, that's looking okay. It's looking okay. However, we have already reached the 20-minute mark. Bloody hell, it feels like I've not done anything. These episodes go so... I quite like that, actually. These episodes go so flipping quickly. It's quite maddeningly annoying, actually. See the amount of people this is pulling up here now? The fact that we've got some shops up here and stuff. It seems to be a good way of pulling people around the park to add these extra shops. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Please don't forget to give us a good old like rating if you did do. And give me some suggestions down in the comments below. Different things that you've built. Any ideas that you want me to chuck down there, that would be brilliant. And please don't forget to subscribe. And I will see you when I see you, which will be in the next video. Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. And I will see you then.